Hi, this is Will, here with Frank, and we are going to be talking about a very cool game called A Plague Tale Requiem. I know, you liked this game, didn't you? And I couldn't imagine why. A Plague Tale Requiem is a beautiful game. Like its predecessor, it is a feast for the eyes. The various environments are nothing short of amazing, but at times it can be a struggle due to some confusing sequences and clunky controls for certain encounters. A Plague Tale tells the story of Amicia and Hugo de Rune, and continuing from the first game, Hugo still has the macula, a supernatural evil in his blood that is the source of a great plague in this land known as the Bite. His dutiful sister, Amicia, protects him and is desperate to find a cure for her little brother, but more than anything, she just wants him to be happy. And this is the main driving force behind the narrative. The story begins 6 months after the first game. Amicia, Hugo, and their compatriots find themselves in a moment of rest from the plague and its hordes of rats. This peace is short-lived, however, as the rats soon find them once the violence of 14th century southern France does, triggering Hugo's macula and bringing the plague of rats right to their door. This sets about the search for a cure that leads us through the fields of southern France, coastal villages, and a mysterious island of legend. Unlike the first, Requiem from the get-go has the plague right at our heels and making Hugo sicker. With the plague taking the top spot as the main villain and the main driving force, we found this aspect made the world lose some of its narrative depth and great historical detail that the first had. The characters are likable and the performances are excellent from the actors, bringing them to life. However, the heavy themes and dark content of the story feel handled like a young adult novel at times. Moments that are supposed to carry a lot of weight feel lacking in their gravitas and sometimes feel strung together just to get us from one place to the next. Maybe it's us, and the first holds a dear place in our hearts, but Requiem felt lacking in moments that could have been much more powerful. The story is dark, but the relationship between sister and brother carries the emotional drama, and it gives purpose to Amicia's quest to cure and save her young sibling from what everyone has told her is certain death. To help her in this, she has a number of means and skills to utilize based on how you choose to approach situations. Fitted from the beginning with her trusty sling, Amicia is still a crack shot, and we found ourselves going for this as our main tool to get through the environmental puzzles each of the game's gorgeous environments become. The game is reminiscent of games like the newer Tomb Raider or the Last of Us games, with cover mechanics being a major part of navigating the environments. An ill-timed shot or movement can destroy a carefully crafted route to the exit. With multiple ways to handle enemies from stealth to direct attack, the environments you guide Amicia through have many ways to proceed, some not as clear as others. Enemies are dangerous and can kill the player quickly. Amicia has a counter she can use to stun enemies and attempt an escape, but this usually ends running around like a headless chicken trying to figure out where the enemies are and aren't.
You did it! You killed them all! No!
There are points where the game attempts to add more action to the stealth-based gameplay with sequences we found a bit more frustrating than entertaining. These were usually the moments we had to stop playing and just try later because they would bring the game to a crushing halt. A few were well-earned and welcome changes to the usual gameplay mechanics. A section where the players chased through a basement was particularly nerve-wracking and got our hearts racing. However, overall, these moments were just not fun for us. Like its predecessor, A Plague Tale Requiem is a gorgeous, gorgeous game. Each environment is meticulously crafted and filled with detail. Light pours through holes in roofs and canopies of trees. The color palette chosen to show all this is stunning. The visuals flow from lush green fields filled with colored flowers to muddy, blood-soaked villages. With such subtlety, these moments have a real wow factor. We found ourselves stopping multiple times just to admire these visuals. But the beauty isn't just limited to the vistas of magic hour and flickering flame. The textures themselves, from the clothes on the characters to the fine details of materials used to build a hut or a castle wall, are nothing short of painterly. The performances in both the cutscenes and the gameplay are fantastic and look polished. Everything is literally on screen. From art direction to technical ability, it is all there for the player to admire. We enjoyed these environments so much, in fact, that we made a separate video showcasing the entire game and how gorgeous the palette shifts and the detail of this world is. So be sure to check that out. Frank worked very hard on it. A Plague Tale Requiem is a game worth checking out. The sheer glory of the visuals are breathtaking, but some frustrating game mechanics can become stumbling blocks along an otherwise great game. We love the environmental puzzles of getting past the enemies, and the game drip feeds you with enough equipment and abilities to keep the gameplay interesting and evolving, making it not too difficult to get past most encounters. Here at Hitch Play, we think A Plague Tale Requiem is worth a try. If you want to see some gorgeous, well-curated visuals and have an interest in the setting and the story, we think it's worth it. Perhaps it'll hit you enough to see it through. As always, thanks for watching. Please leave a like and subscribe for more content. I'm Will, this is Frank, and we will see you in the next one.
Brushes and combs from Firenze. Try them. My lady, why not change your hairstyle?
Thank you, but I like it like this.
Oh, good for you.